Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have a Flundereeze deck profile. Obviously this is very early when the entire archetype was just announced very recently, and the deck it has an extremely cool mechanic where well, unfortunately the mechanic does encourage monkey flipping. Just yup floodgate, yup banish, all of that stuff. Unfortunately it does promote that type of activity, but it's still really cool. Just trying to revolutionize tribute summoning. It's a very obsolete mechanic, but trying to get that mechanic back on the track isn't a very easy thing to do. So maybe Flundereeze might be meta, who knows. We'll have to just wait for a TCG release for that. But I'll go over the card by card. You have 9 of the small Flundereeze monsters. All of them have a couple of shared effects. First off, if they leave the field while they're face up, then they are banished instead. And if you normal summon a wing beast while they are banished, you can just add it back to your hand. And that includes being tributed for a one of your bigger monsters. So say for example you have like Robin and Eagle and like an Emperor in hand. If you tribute summon said Emperor, both Robin and Eagle instantly just go back to your hand. So that's basically just a +2 in itself. Biggest thing with tribute summoning, really naggy, but not only are you just going plus every time you tribute summon, you get multiple summons a turns thanks to each of their effects. Every single one of their every single small Flundereeze, when they're normal summon, you get some sort of plus, and then you get a normal summon another winged beast from your hand. So 3 effects. First off, as I said, they get banished. Second, they recover themselves, and third, they have a unique effect when they're normal summoned. So first off, the most important one, Flundereeze Robina. Its unique effect is when it's normal summoned, you can add a level 4 or lower winged beast, and every single one of your small Flundereezes are level 4 lower winged beasts. So you're usually getting access to Eagle. When normal summoned, it searches a level 7 or higher winged beast, so you can search mainly Emperor, and you just get those materials back to hand. So overall, it's a 1 card +5, I believe, which is just stupid. So Robina, you search a card, you normal summon an extra card. The only downside is you cannot special summon the turn you activate these effects, which isn't that bad considering the amount of cards that can help you if you're not special summoning. So you got stuff like Dogmatic of Punishment, for example. Duality is a really big one. It's one of the best consistency cards in the game, simply drawn back that you cannot summon. Prosperity also on that same line. So, you know, reasonable drawback, and Robina is probably your most important one. You've got Eagle too. Eagle searches any of your level 7 or higher wing beasts, so you can I'm running 3 currently. That number might change, but Eagle is a very important card. Both of them are inherent starters. Robina is a 1 card, Eaglin is a 1.5 card, since you need an extra Flundereeze in your hand of some capacity in order to actually function, since you can't just instantly normal summon the card you search off Eagle the same way you can off Robin. So you need an extra Flundereeze in hand, but that's not a difficult thing, especially with absolutely insane consistency with Prosperity and Duality. Excavate 9, just look at the top quarter of your deck and pick a free card. It's absolutely stupid, those 2 cards. So Eagle, still a 3 of, and that extra plus is really important. 2 Toucan. This, when it is normal summon, you add a banished Flundereeze card to your hand, and then you can do stuff from there. Normal summon, I mean. So this, I'm running 2 of it mainly because it's not an instant 100% guaranteed plus like Eagle and Robin, and you have to add back that card to your hand in order to actually resolve its effect, which is kind of the thing drawing it back from just being a 3 of. But it's still a really powerful card since it's able to recycle some of your lost cards, like say a City of Dreams, for example. Since it banishes it for effect, Toucan just recovers that card. So really nice card overall, and Yeah, you can also just banish targets forward off Mysterious Map too. And if your opponent outsit while under something like a Macrocosmos, that retrieves targets too. So this deck just never runs out of resources. And the very important thing about Toucan is that it is pretty much the only recursive card in the deck, apart from arguably Unknown Wind, but I wouldn't really call that a recursive card. Um, Toucan is extremely important, so you know two of it. And finally, the one copy of Stritch. The worst one, all it does is banish a card from the graveyard, and then you get a normal summon. But the reason why I'm running one is just it's a name, and names are very important since you need the extra tribute fodder. Since every single Flundereeze monster gives you a free tribute summon after it is normal summoned, so really you're just running it for the name and getting extra stuff like Eagle on the board or something like that. So just, you know, one copy of Stritch, not more than that. Those are our small monsters. Next up we have one copy of Emperor. Emperor, when it's not tribute summoned, you can search any Flundereeze spell trap, and the Flundereeze spell traps are actually pretty strong. This is a counter trap that basically says your opponent cannot special summon for the rest of the turn, but they can conduct 3 normal summons, which is extremely horrible against certain link climb decks, since they cannot just translate that into an extra deck monster. It's an auto win versus every single deck that is not a combo deck. Actually, not even a combo deck. That is not a control deck, and a very slow type of control deck. Even against stuff like Tri-Brigade or Zodiac, it just shuts them off completely. Even Eldritch to some degree, if they do not have access to their you know, tribute fodder for, say, Golden Lord. But let's be real, your opponent's not Eldritch doesn't really care about special summons anyway, so it's not a good card against it. But basically, it's just a one-off that comes up sometimes. I've spent too much time talking about it. We should get to the other ones. City of Dreams lets you normal summon stuff during your opponent's turn, so you can go +3 again off Robina, which is just dumb on your opponent's turn too. So a really important card, and while it's in the graveyard, if you tribute summon a monster, then you can just book your opponent's entire board. So that's a really strong effect. You've got the field spell, which is able to, it's similar to the trap where you can normal summon your opponent's turn, but also does the extra thing of letting you reveal a Flundereeze monster in your hand and banish one from your deck. So if you have something like a Toucan, it basically says Toucan just searches any Flundereeze card, but realistically you're always banishing a monster, simply because when you normal summon a monster, their effect will trigger as Chain Link 2, so you can just add it back to your hand, and then the other small one that you normal summon will normal summon a Wing Beast from your hand. So Eagle plus Mysterious Map is full combos, not, I wouldn't call it combo, but Mysterious Map plus any of your other Flundereeze monsters does get you your main line that you want to get. It's +5. I'll just show it in the combo showcase thing. The one copy of Unknown Wind, just one copy, since it doesn't really have that like important of an effect, and it's basically a Monarch Stormforth, but not a quick effect. So it doesn't. Oh wait a second. Well, it doesn't really matter whether it's a quick effect, since you can get your Flundereeze cards going anyways on your opponent's turn. But the thing with it is it doesn't really do much after that. And it's a continuous spell too, so you don't necessarily want more than one copy in your hand. Plus it's searchable, plus it's somewhat situational, so that just makes things up for a one-off. Plus it's also recoverable off Toucan specifically. You only really need one copy of the Unknown Wind. The one copy of Gold Sark, just banish any Flundereeze, and then Gold Sark plus any Flundereeze monster whatsoever is just full, you know, +5. So really nice card, especially in a deck that likes banishing. Triple Duality is nice since you don't summon stuff. That should go with it. A free, just look at the top 3 decks of your hand, top 3 cards of your deck, sorry, is just really nice, especially for consistency since you specifically need one of your starters. Triple Prosperity, Excavate 6 for free, really nice. Oh yeah, I probably skipped over these. Snowball has a couple of effects. When it's tribute summoned, you can conduct 3 normal summons that turn, although that doesn't really come up too often since this is in the combo deck. But what its only really relevant effect is basically UCT, banish a card from your hand, just flip your opponent's entire board, which is really nice. That's really the only reason you're running it, and inherently City of Dreams does that job just as well, so you might consider cutting this for maybe an Apex Avion, which is another level 7 or higher winged beast, which is a good tribute summon target. Rise Up, the Mega Monarch, the funniest tech I've ever seen, but it's really good since it basically says spin 2 cards on the field and 1 in the graveyard when it's tribute summoned. It's unironically a really good target for Flundereeze specifically, and it's really cool to see a deck take advantage of this card. D-Shifter, you don't care about banishing stuff since they banish themselves anyways, so D-Shifter is really nice. Mysterious Map I've gone over before, and Die-Fi is the same reason for D-Shifter. We're running Die-Fi, D-Shifter, Macrocosmos, the entire monkey flip package. You can't get any better than that. Terraforming for Flundereeze Mysterious Map. The thing with map is that it's kind of similar to Unknown Wind, where once you get 1 copy you don't need anything else, but it's just such an important card and such a really great card that draw, you can't just give it up, unlike Unknown Wind. So you really need access to this card. It's not really like game changing, but just boost your consistency and playstyle so much, you just gotta run it. That's it for our spells. We've got traps, double dogmatic punishment, since you know you don't care about stuff. You got the Untis. I should probably play a second Untis. This extra deck doesn't even matter. You're not summoning anything in it. So punishment is a nice card. Flundereeze City of Dreams, like I said, really great card to hard draw, since it basically says go +5 on your opponent's turn as well. Really fair card that also books your opponent's field. I don't understand how it's just so broken. And this deck has some extremely broken matchups against certain decks, simply because you can do some really cool stuff. Next is the counter trap I touched on earlier. If you control a tribute summon monster and your opponent special summons a monster, they cannot special summon for the rest of the turn, negate that summon, but they can conduct 3 normal summons that turn. This card specifically is very matchup dependent. As I stated earlier, it's just broken against stuff like Prank Kids, Tri Brigade, Zodiac, Dragon Link, but it can really fall off versus more control based decks. So it's a bit matchup specific, and it's also searchable, so just the 1 copy. On 1 macro, Blowout kills half the decks that exist in this game. Really fair card. Double Dinomischus, just as a trap trick target that also has the extra utility of being able to banish stuff. One of the most versatile traps of today's age. And finally, triple trap trick. You can search stuff like Punishment, Dinomischus, your City of Dreams. Does a lot of stuff for the deck, so trap trick. For extra deck, we have a lot of stuff we're never going to make. There's literally no need to even go over this, just like an Untis for punishment, I guess. Put in a second Untis since I'm dumb. But the extra deck literally does not matter. Put in whatever you feel like putting. And I'll just quickly get to the combo tutorial. So this combo stems from 1 copy of Robina. All these other 4 cards are just whatever. So we're going to normal summon Robina, use its effect, grab an eagle from your deck, and immediately normal summon it. So grab the eagle, and we'll immediately get to normal summon it. Use the eagle's effect in order to search the emperor. And now those 2 little ones are banished when they leave the field, but it doesn't matter since we immediately get normal summon emperor. Chainlink 1 the emperor and chainlink 2 both the eagle and the robin, they add themselves back to the hand, and you get a search of the emperor. You'll get the City of Dreams. That's kind of your best search right here. If you already have access to City of Dreams, you probably want to get Unknown Wind at that point. We will go ahead monkey set like 50, set 5. We'll activate Unknown Wind, I guess. Set lots of cards. You can even use Unknown Wind for an extra draw, I guess. But you're going to pass here on your opponent's turn. You will be activating City of Dreams, normal summon the extra Robin, use Robin's effect, search a copy of just Toucan. This will let you get follow-up for next turn. And you will not normal summon Toucan, you'll normal summon the Eagle. Eagle will get either Ryza or Snow Owl, depending on the matchup. I use Snow Owl versus combo decks. Ryza just kills back row decks. I'll just get Ryza for this specific demonstration. And then you can banish both these cards, or you can even just tribute off one of your opponent's cards if you really want to. That's just another disruption. So you're gonna, let's say hypothetically we tribute summon both these cards off. You summon the Ryza, chainlink 1 Ryza, chainlink 2, both these cards again, they come back to her hand, and and then you get to spin 2 cards. You can even use City of Dreams to banish itself and flip everything on their board. And that is just a 1 card plus like 4 on your opponent's turn. You can once again use Robin again, grab a Snow Owl, and then normal, well, not Snow Owl, sorry. That's what Eagle will do, but we'll go ahead, summon out the search. Just anything really, maybe a like Stritch, I guess, if you want to disrupt their graveyard, if I can find Stritch. Normal summon Eagle. Eagle will get Snow Owl. Normal summon the Toucan. Toucan recovers a card, and right here you can just see us snowballing. Toucan recovers the City of Dreams. Banish 2. Tribute summon, add those 2 cards back to your hand, and it's extremely difficult for a lot of decks to just keep up. This is turn 3, by the way. You have once again +7 in total, which is absolute insanity. You can probably add more tribute summonable cards if you really need to, but the deck in general is just bonkers. It's very, very, very difficult for to go against +5 that's able to run blowouts like Macrocosmos, Dogmatica, Punishment. You've got Emperor in itself is literally skill drain. Ryza is just spin 2. Snow Owl is a UCT. Name like one deck that can play through all of this. You specifically need to draw like Harpy's Feather Duster, but you're probably siding in Judgments anyways, or Judgments, Waking the Dragon, stuff like that. So it's extremely difficult for your opponent to play through this. Even if your Robin gets negated in any capacity, you still have 4 other cards in your hand that can potentially even extend past that. So it's extremely, extremely difficult for your opponent to beat this. I'm suspecting this will be at least a rogue contender. There's no way it's just going to fall off the face of the earth like something like Solfacord did that doesn't even see a remote amount of play. This will at least like get 1 top in its lifetime. It's such a cool deck that can explode like anything. I urge you to give this a try, or just check out a couple of ratios, fiddle with text, stuff like that, and let me know if there's anything you would change about the deck. So that's it for the profile, comment tutorial, all that, and before leaving, subscribe, YouTube stuff. Bye bye.